Welcome to day 4 recap of the PBR Shipyard Showdown. We're not live from beautiful Wando Field. As you can see, I've got some doors right behind me. But I'm here with Coach Sammy Esposito and I don't know this guy. I'm just kidding. Coach Austin Smith. What's going on, guys?
Coach, how we doing today?
Is everybody recovered from the full of the event?
No,
it was an event. It was a full event. We're here. We're happy to be here.
Austin and Sheard had already missing some of the food that was present at that beautiful complex we were at.
kind of upset nobody got the Grand Slam though while we're there.
I'm not ready for that.
That might be a summer thing for you.
That'd be too hot then. I don't know. It might just have to be I just have to take somebody's word for it.
2 events in the fall, Coach. Maybe if you go back in the fall, a little cooler weather. Grand Slam if it's still around.
That's got a fall Saturday night after a long day of travel baseball. That's there. Yeah.
I need more of the double, not the Grand Slam.
Yeah. It's okay.
But hey, we're talking about our players of the day from day 4, as it was championship day, and then as well as our top performers. So we'll start off with some top performers before we get to the players of the day. I'll start us off here. I've got one top performer, and that is Andres Lopez, 2025 at Legion Collegiate. Legion didn't have a huge day offensively, but he delivered in what was the game-winning hit with a double that drove in a run. A lot to like about Andres. Plays it first. Pretty good stick from the left side. He showed a little pop there with that double. So obviously he's going to be a top performer here for driving in that big, basically game-winning RBI.
Yeah, no doubt. He Andres had a big day. Obviously, low scoring game, be able to get that big knock. For me, a couple different guys yesterday. Kind of in the Oceanside Ashley Ridge game. Ashley Ridge jumps out to a massive 7-0 lead in that first inning. But kind of a pitcher of the day for me was Jay Klein, top performer, come in there. I mean, he holds Ashley Ridge at bay, puts up a bunch of zeros over a few innings and kind of gives their team a chance to keep chipping away and get back in that game. Obviously ends up on the Ashley Ridge side for a W, but he gave his team a chance. And it was his second outing of the weekend to be able to come in there, up to 84, kind of a lower slot, funky left-hander. So he was able, for me, he was a big-time star for his team to come in that situation. A lot of times you guys know it, you guys see it. Your team's down that big, everybody just kind of folds it in, and he went out there and competed and threw up a bunch of zeros and let his team get back in it.
All right, I got 4. I have 4 top performers. I've been behind on all the other 3 days. I've had less than everybody, so I'm making up for it today. Shooting big. I got 3 guys from Wando, 1 guy from Lugoff Elgin. The 3 Wando guys. I got Bryce Besho. He's an infielder outfielder, 23 from Wando. He hits up at the top of their order. He had several RBI, multiple hits, several RBIs yesterday. He had a big day up there. Wando jumped out to a really big lead up there and kind of let Fort D, I think it was Fort D, got back in the game there at the end and made it a little closer than it was, but it was about 10-1 there for a while. I have Brady Gold as well. He's a 25 infielder for Wando. Y'all were there. You saw how hard that wind was blowing in over at that field. He hit a ball over the left fielder's head. One of the only balls I saw yesterday that actually went over the outfielder's head. There were some balls in that championship game that were mashed and just died. Third Wando guy I got is 24 left-handed pitcher Logan Parker. Parker he got the save on Saturday in that game, got the save Saturday, and then yesterday he got the start for the Warriors. 4 innings, no earned runs from the left side. I think we had him up to 80, 81, somewhere in the low 80s. Junior lefty, he had a good day. And my last one is Jay Bowling from Lugoff Elgin. They were playing Riverside. He came in out of the pen for Lugoff. Started game at first base. He had a couple hits, had an RBI. Came in, sidearm pitcher. he went 4 2/3 innings with no earned runs and 5 Ks. So he had a big. I didn't realize he threw almost 5 innings, but he did. So he was out there longer than I remember him being. He's 23, big kid, 6'5" kid. Swings it pretty well. I think we got him on the Twitter page swinging the bat, but threw the ball well too. You know, two-way guy. Everybody loves those.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
side
doubt.
armor too. Keep going. Keep throwing them.
So, that was my 4. I got another one, but I think you're going to talk about him a little later. Devin Hillary. I had another one on there, but you can have that later.
That might be a part of the Palmetto Dugout show. We got another top performer, Coach Austin Smith, for just locking in on day 4 over here.
I had a sidekick yesterday, and we killed it.
Yeah,
Shout out to Ethan Mann. Shout out to Ethan Mann coming in,
yes,
helping out,
I mean,
aka
that's
Austin sidekick.
That's the dream team right there. Those two. But
One
hey,
talks, one doesn't. It's all right. It's perfect.
so let's jump into some players of the day. Mine's a little unorthodox here. Big word for Austin. I know they don't learn that in PE. So it's more of a team of the day / player of the day kind of deal. Ashley Ridge, Swamp Foxes coach, took a big win over Oceanside Collegiate, 11-10, in what was an offensive slugfest. It felt like that lasted about 4 hours. But two guys that really stood out offensively in that game is Matthew Dominiani, 2024 outfielder going to the College of Charleston. He had, I think, 2-3 big hits in that game, but he did that the whole entire tournament. And another kid who had a huge performance at the plate, not only in this game, but the whole entire tournament, is Cooper Godsave, 2024. So those two guys together, with Dominiani hit first, I think Godsave hitting 3-4 there. Godsave provides a lot of that power for that squad. So that's going to be a fun squad to watch just with those two hitters in there. So those are going to be my top players of the day.
Yeah, a couple good ones there. I'm kind of going to go on that route and stick with a couple guys myself. I'm going to stay in that Oceanside game against Ashley Ridge and go with Andrew Palmer. You know, Andrew Palmer has obviously been a big fan of ours for a long time. You know, young man who always hits, former future gamer. You know, has come to a handful of our events. But he off the bat yesterday, right? I mean, he drills double in the opposite field gap. You know, right early they're down, he comes up, bang. Then he hits another one. You know, Austin, you talked on earlier, can't really hit a ball over someone's head with that wind blowing yesterday. And he drills one to dead center off the top of the fence. Big hits, a bunch of RBIs for Oceanside. And, I know he swung it well for the majority of the tournament and really stood out yesterday, especially clawing back and helping his team get back in the situation to win. Another young man, 26, one of our, top-ranked players that we got in the state, Addison Rowland from Legion Collegiate, had a big RBI base hit. And I'm, defensive MVP in there in that game, but, throwing out 4 runners, and a lot of times you see these young guys, especially young catchers, the part of the game. I thought one of the bigger plays yesterday in that championship game, they give up the hit to get it to 3-2, and the throw comes into home. And instead of, like a lot of catchers will do, let that ball travel all the way to him, he runs up, cuts it off, guns down the guy at second base. I think no outs at that point in time too. So the tying run was 1 out, no outs, 1 out. With the tying run was trying to get in the scoring position, made an incredible play. So Addison, obviously his skill set, especially for a freshman, it's extremely, extremely talented. But just his awareness and watching him come up and make that play, that was one that was really second to none for me with him.
I'm going player of the day. Y'all know how much I love to talk about the pitchers over here, and we don't preseason. A lot of the guys don't get enough run. They don't get to stay out there long enough for us to talk about a lot of them. But my player of the day is going to be the starting pitcher, the closing pitcher, the whole works for Legion Collegiate. He pitched the whole ball game. I didn't see y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I saw a lot of baseball throughout this preseason tournament, but I don't know that I've seen anybody go 7. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, but he went 7. Looked like that first inning, didn't know how deep he was going to be able to make it in the game. Ran up some pitches in the first inning, but he settled it in. I wrote it down somewhere. He had 80-something pitches, threw over 50-something strikes, so he started filling it up pretty quick. had 6 strikeouts, only gave up 1 earned run. But I think the impressive thing to me was that he settled in. He started getting some quick innings. That game started flying by pretty quick. We saw some games that drug out for a little while this weekend, but that was definitely not one of them. I think we knocked that one out in about an hour and a half, and he threw strikes. Both pitchers threw strikes. Kid for James Allen threw a lot of strikes too. I guess I fired Pelzer up a little bit when I picked James Allen to win the game. Got him going a little bit, and he's a 23 lefty from Legion, so going to play for the Gamecocks. So I'm sure we'll get to see a lot of him going forward. Yeah, so that's my guy. Player of the day, pitcher of the day, player of the day, athlete of the day, all of the above.
Kind of reminds you of a young Austin Smith, maybe on the mound a little bit.
A lot better than I ever thought about being.
A little bit more athletic.
God.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but all the pitchers are athletes, so it's just kid pitched a good ball game. Nothing, but yeah, definitely need to throw some love over that James Allen side too, though.
Those pitchers were great. Those guys held a very tough lineup at bay, and that front door breaking ball that starter Cal Stock kept throwing, it was giving him fits.
He was putting it on that corner whenever he wanted to. Also,
Hey, that was one of the few teams in the Power 25 that made us look like we were actually smart.
Power 25 took a whip.
Shout out to the Trojans for saving us on that one. Sammy's over here trying to find a sponsor. But anyway,
Quick Trip.
We'll say a big congratulations to the Legion Collegiate Lancers on their championship game win, finishing the tournament 4-0 with a game against James Allen finishing 3-2, coach. So big win for them. Know they'll be pretty good the rest of the year. So can't wait to get back next year and see all of these teams again. Will be some new faces out there next year as some people are working through that now. So hey, we got coming out Thursday is the Palmetto Dugout show. So make sure you stay tuned into that. There's be some big content going on as all three of us will be back, as well as a bunch of other stuff going out this week. We're going to have to go day by day here since we got so much stuff. So, hey, from all of us here at PBR South Carolina, have a great day.